working on editing my podcast. So just watch me edit my podcast and see if I hopefully have walk-in customers. We'll see. I'm only going to be here for like another, what, 40 minutes? So just editing my podcast clips while I'm here. If y'all can see me in the mirror over there, you see. But yeah, editing my podcast in the last half hour of me being open. I'm probably gonna close at 4:30. Really, it's not. I'm just like cutting out some clips. It's not the product sometimes. It's not the product. It's you. You're speaking to the wrong audience. You're speaking to the wrong customer. You're putting it on the wrong platform. You're not getting it out there. You're not wording it the correct way, or you're not putting it out there at all. Figure out how to sell what you already have before you buy something else. I'm telling you from experience, you will be better off as a seller. Edit the space out. So sometimes I edit out the breaks. As a seller than a maker. If you have an idea for a product, make it with AI. Make it with a photo editor. Screenshot other boutiques' pictures and try to sell things that you don't even have yet. And then when it sells, then you can buy it and sell it for the market price that you listed. But if you can't even figure out how to sell it first, stop buying it. Because you are wasting your money and you are putting yourself in debt over income that you may not have. So start using AI, start using Photoshop, start screenshotting other designers' platforms, whether it's AliExpress or an online boutique. If you want to open an online boutique, screenshot the photos of other online boutiques' clothing, edit them so they look more original to your page, and try to sell it. And if you can't sell it, then don't go into that business because you're not a good seller. So just practice the skill of selling first before you buy a whole bunch of stuff. That way you don't end up in debt, you can hone your skills, and then the more you know what sells and what works for your customer, then you can start buying more. That's my tip. Oh, I see somebody say hi. Nice store. Is anybody there? Yeah, I'm here. I'm just editing my podcast while I'm in my store. I haven't had a lot of walk-in customers today. It's the day before Christmas Eve. So since nobody's here, I'm just gonna edit my podcast clips while I'm here. Good tip. Um, so with this particular series that I'm doing on my podcast, um, I'm basically doing tips for fashion designers and boutique owners every day. It's on it's the number 7-figure fashion business podcast on podcast platforms. So um, I'm just doing that, editing those clips. Here, let's see. Is this it? My tip is time management. I think that one was already edited to be holiday 6. My tip. Okay, so I'm gonna delete this. And this one. And then now I'm going into batch join my clips. And
And then I just check if my clip sounds good.
For the holiday season, we're doing mini episodes of fashion tips for our fashion friends. As a thank you to our listeners for staying tuned all year. So enjoy! Okay, I got a tip. To stop buying fabric and clothing.
Okay, so now that's edited. I see some of the comments. You said, "What's the name of my store?" Yes, my name, my store is called Oxymoron. It is called Oxymoron Fashion House, so that is the name of my store. You said, "Can we see some of your choices?" Which choices? Like the items in the boutique or the podcast that I'm editing? Um, does your window say Oxymoron? I already answered that. What's your name? When y'all join the stream, can you see my name at the top? It's Monica Monique Shop. Um, Let me go back to the bottom of the questions. The screen is loud. Oh, it says scream loud and then destroy everything in the store. I don't think I would do that because that would mess up my store. Where is it located? My store is in Philadelphia, PA. So now that I am done editing that one podcast clip, now I need to go in here and do file. Why is it acting like this right now? Okay, there we go. Do file, save as. Um, and then save the clip that I just edited, and then I have to put that on the streaming platform. So now I'm going to go on to Buzzsprout. And if you can see in my Buzzsprout a little bit, you can kind of see some of the edits. Like if you see, all right, so that's the name of my podcast, right? Seven Figure Fashion Business. And then like here are the holiday clips that I'm editing. So it's holiday 5, holiday 6, whatever. So I'm editing day 7 of the podcast clips to put on there and then just so you know, literally this is where we talk about the fashion business. But some of your comments, are you in your business successful? Yes. Looks like something in New York. Okay. Why are they naked? I don't know who's naked. The mannequins? Maybe these mannequins, the table? Maybe you're talking about my table base? I don't know. But either way, yeah. So now I'm going to add that podcast clip to the podcast platform to play over there. Hitting upload new episode. Choose a file. Mm-mm-mm. Schedule for future. I think it's the 27th, right? I'm gonna have to look at this. Holland. Oh, actually. So now that we save that podcast episode, close the window there. Now I'm going to edit the next clip. So we're going to delete the short clip from this. And I edit on Wave. It's literally called WAV. Um, that's a platform that I use to edit my podcast. All right, so now I'm listening to the next clip to see what to post for holiday 7 on my podcast, which is all just for the holiday break, like in alignment with kids' school break. We post little fashion tips to increase business. So I'm just editing those short clips that are going to go on the podcast platform. So I'm going to listen to the next clip and you'll see me kind of edit this sound or where we mess up in our audio. And I'm going to edit that out.
What was mine? Okay. My tip.
So because she was saying and wasn't sure before this point, I'm going to backtrack that. Can you see me do that motion? Okay. I'm like backtracking that and then I'm editing that part. I'm hitting cut and I cut that out of the beginning of that episode or that podcast clip.
My tip is a good tip, and it's coming from a mistake that I made. So, it's about problem solving.
So you see all this empty space? And then even like this I want to get rid of that. And I'm getting rid of like this empty blank space where she's probably just like thinking. Sometimes I get rid of a lot of the and likes that people say over and over.
So, it's about
See, I'm getting rid of this right here, and I'm hitting cut.
So, it's about problem solving. Yeah, it's about problem solving. So, I think in the
Am I in Soho? No, I'm in Philadelphia, PA.
fashion world, like is for me, the fashion world just moves so fast, and there are problems that are just going to come. I'm pretty sure in other businesses too, like problems just come, and it's all about, um, how good can you solve the problem. So, one of my package,
See, I'm gonna get rid of that right there.
one of my packages was lost, and it was fabric that I needed for one of my orders, and I waited like a week.
I'm gonna take out that like. Take out some of that blank space. Take out some of that blank space. Like if I just see a long line for too long, I take it out.
And I waited a week or like 2 weeks because I just was waiting on the fabric. But I wound up having.
See that empty space? Getting rid of that. Long pause. I leave some pauses in there so it can sound like a natural conversation, but
But I wound up having to go to the store and because it was cheaper online. But I wound up having to go in in the store and actually wound up spending my money. And that was like that was me. That was just me problem.
see all that I can get rid of.
That was me. That was just me problem solving. It was bad investment because like the package didn't come. I ordered cheaper online, and it was bad because of that. But just how I was able just to solve the problem, but I had to solve the problem in like 2 days versus like when I realized that this package is taking too long, I should have just started on the order right then and there.
Alright, so again, that long space, I'm gonna edit out that space.
Right then and there. So I kind of made a rule like if the fabric takes more than.
I don't even need to hear that. I'm taking out that space. Same thing here. I don't even need to listen to the silence. I want to take out that long space.
In 2 weeks, then that's like a bad investment. Like don't risk it or something unless the order is far, far away. Right. So, in the fashion world, you have to learn to problem solve, handle setbacks.
Taking out some of that dead space right there.
In the fashion world, you have to learn to problem solve, handle setbacks.
Taking out that there's too many
Crisis is coming up.
I want to take out that second crisis that she said. Because we don't need to.
Crisis coming up.
Taking it down. See, Z drive me crazy. She don't know how much I be having to edit the ums.
Making, like, what's your decision making? Learning from your failures and taking your failures on in the future. Like, every time you fail, like, learn that lesson. Like, some people will fail and then fall over again, and make the same mistake. Once you make that one mistake, remember that.
Alright. I'm gonna leave a little natural pause, but
remember that. Alright.
Take out a tiny bit of that pause. Because sometimes pauses sound natural, and other times it's too long. So let's take that.
Because I think problem solving.
Again, taking this out, cut.
I think problem solving and learning from failures will help you grow in your business. But it's going to happen. Like, and don't be scared for it to happen. But you got to be able to bounce back and problem solve. So that's my tip. Problem solve. Okay.
I feel like her tip was to problem solve faster, which is a good tip.
So that's my tip. Problem solve. Okay. I like that.
Alright, so then because these are just the short clips, that is our Podmas series, I want to call it, where we're just doing a little podcast clip every day on the podcast platform. I'm going to edit our clip, join. So I had to batch join the holiday opening with the clip we just edited. And then we're going to add those two clips together. We're going to hit that join button. Okay, so now that clip is what? 2 minutes and 47 seconds. So that's pretty good. I like to listen to the intro, make sure that's there.
Yeah. So enjoy. My tip is...
Okay, so that's good. Now I'm going to save that as, save file as, this is holiday tip number 8. Or day 8. So that one is going to come out, what, December 28th, maybe? Yeah, I think it's actually, the clips are aligning with the dates. Yeah, they are. Alright, so now I'm going to add a new episode to here. We're going to go to our holiday 8. That's the file. Schedule for the future. I'm going to schedule that for the 28th. Then we're going to put that at 6 a.m. to post that. Then we're going to edit the title here. Then we have to wait for that to get to 100%. And then once that's on 100%, we can upload that to the platform. I'll just edit the tags in the meantime while that's loading. And then if you see, or you might not be able to tell, but that never loaded. So now I have to save the episode without the file there. And then I have to go back in and add the file again if it doesn't load how it's supposed to. Slightly annoying, but whatever, it's fine. See, so now it's a success, and now I can um, save that there. Now that's uploaded, and now I have to go back to the platform and edit the next tip.
Let's see. To My next tip is to live below your means. To My next tip.
All right, so the dead space before I say that, I'm gonna cut that out. So we're gonna hit cut.
My next tip is to live below your means. For fashion designers, entrepreneurs, really everybody in the world, but especially for an entrepreneur.
I'm gonna cut out this. I feel like that's dead space.
Especially for an entrepreneur, it's really important to live below your means and keep your price down as far as living expenses, um, inventory, business expenses. I think, like for example, the rent I pay at my store, while it is a great store and a great size for me, it the price of the rent is super cheap. I'm never leaving that store space. It's so cheap. It's in a beautiful area, and I think if I was to do it all over again, I would still do it the same way. And I think more people should do it that way too. Like, find a place that maybe it takes a little bit more labor to fix it up, and then also, uh, not a cheap way, but a more cost-effective way. When
I'm gonna take out that right here. Take out some of this dead space.
cheap way, but a more cost-effective way when it comes to your apartment and where you live. If you have to stay home with your parents for 1 year longer, do it and put that extra money into your business. If you have to get a smaller studio to start off with, maybe not in your ideal area or maybe not your ideal size or whatever, you have to start off, do it so you can start getting your foot out the door. I think a lot of people start off overspending. Like, they get a store space that is 10 times the cost that they can afford, thinking that their business will hit it within the first year, and then it doesn't. And then you have to get rid of that store, and you wasted all this money. You could have started off slow and worked your way up to that. Um, Same thing with websites. Same thing with paying for ads. Same thing with whatever. Try cheaper options first. Try cost effective ways first for as long as you can before building up to something expensive, because you never know when a pandemic is going to hit. You never know how people are going to respond to this new business. You never know if you're going to get sales. So it's better to start off with cost effective things that you can keep going for a while you're working on your business. So that's my tip. Start low, start cheap, start cost effective, and then work your way up after a year, 2 years, 3 years, maybe 5 years. But don't jump all in and then have all these bills. It's the worst way to do it.
That's really good. All right, so I'm gonna edit that space before she says that. Um, Edit some of that space out.
and then have all these bills. It's the worst way to do it. That's really good. Um,
Okay, so then here we're going to hit the split button. So we're going to split our audio files into two, which then takes our clip and makes that 2 minutes and 46 seconds. So on average, my short clips are between like, I want to say 1 minute and 30 seconds to 3 minutes for our Podmas series. Um, which is pretty good because they're just easy to edit and release these episodes every day. I'm going to change the name of the file so that I can find it easily. And we're saving that. Then we're going to go on here. We're going to upload a new episode. Choose file. We're going to choose the file we just created. We're going to schedule for future. We're scheduling this for the 29th. We post it at 6 a.m. every day. I like to add some of our tags on here. And then we save our episode. So right now we have the next episode saved. I'm wondering, should I do one more before I leave? If you can see, you guys, we got what? Congrats. We have over 100 episodes on our podcast. We have over 5,000 downloads on our podcast. And we have what? This many more to the next achievement, which is 7,500 downloads. Um, so far, so good. I really do enjoy having this podcast. It's a space where I can just give education and tips to other fashion designers. So I really do enjoy like teaching and stuff. So I love that about having a podcast because as somebody who just enjoys teaching, it's the only platform where I teach consistently. I'm about to close my store. It's 4:20. Maybe I'll wait. I'll wait a couple more minutes, but I'm closing this store at 4:30. I'll just edit this last clip and then I will and I will be out.
I have to think.
Let's see.
I think I'm all out. Girl, you gotta come up with 5, 7 more. No, I did one, then you did one. We both did. I feel like real that was for a lot of self-help books, and then I have people in the business world books, and then I have like a lot of fashion books. So um, I know I talked about the power of a humble life so many times on this podcast, but that was a book that I actually read again, and I recommend that book because one of the main things.
So I'm just gonna go back and see when is the beginning of her giving this tip.
So, one of my books. Let's scroll through my library. I have a lot of self-help books, and then I have people that people in the business world books, and then I have like a lot of fashion books. So um, I know I talked about the power of a humble life
All right,
so many
so
times on this podcast,
while I'm listening to
but
this,
that
I'm
was
going
a
to
book
start
that I
closing up my
actually
store
read again.
because
And
I don't
I
think I'm going
recommend that
to
book because
edit this.
one of the main points that the author is trying to get across is that the number one reason why people businesses fail is because they aren't humble. Once the money starts coming in, once the blessings start coming in, and they wind up losing it because of not being humble. And some people don't want you, some people would rather be the only one in the group that's successful versus they'd rather be the one with all the money in the group versus like they don't want to see you doing better than them. So you can have it all, and just because you can have $1 million, but the person next to you can have 2 million, and you'll be jealous of that person because they have 2 million and you don't have 2 million, but you still have 1 million. Like you're still blessed and you still doing good in your business. That was one of the points they made. That was a good book because I think it just represents people how the world is thinking now. I think the world is okay with being mean people, and once they get the power, they abuse it. But the key to a successful business really is to just remain humble and do what you were doing in the beginning. So that's one of my book recommendations. The Power of a Humble Life. Mm-hmm. And it's good. It was good for me to read like before the success comes. That was good to read like, oh, this is what people do once they get their power.
All right, so
I want to suggest. Let me think. Because I really have to look through my books too. But
all right, so this I'm not going to finish editing until tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Oh my goodness. Tomorrow is uh Christmas Eve. I am going to be done all that and just prepare to leave out. I'm trying to think, do I want to, if you can see me, I'm trying to think if I want to closing up my store. I'll rejoin a live in a half hour. Bye.